We're here at the Supreme Court, where the justices just heard arguments in former President Donald Trump's bid to declare he has presidential immunity and therefore cannot be indicted on his 4-count indictment brought by special counsel Jack Smith in the 2020 election case. This case could have sweeping impacts on whether former President Donald Trump can actually be prosecuted in Jack Smith's case. The justices seemed at least somewhat concerned about the idea of finding that a former president doesn't have any immunity whatsoever, with a majority of the Republican-appointed justices suggesting that perhaps there are some acts that could potentially be immune, while some acts obviously cannot be immune.
What concerns me is, as you know, the Court of Appeals did not get into a focused consideration of what acts we're talking about or what documents we're talking about because of its adoption of what you termed, and I agree quite correctly, as a tautological statement, because the fact of prosecution was enough to take away any official immunity. The fact of prosecution, they had no need to look at what courts normally look at when you're talking about a privilege or immunity question.
Well, I think I would take issue, Mr. Chief Justice, with the idea of taking away immunity. There is no immunity that is in the Constitution unless this court creates it today.
And again, I'm not concerned about this case, but I am concerned about future uses of the criminal law to target political opponents based on accusations about their motives, whether it's re-election or who knows what corrupt means in 1512, right? We don't know what that means. Maybe we'll find out sometime soon. But the dangerousness of accusing your political opponent of having bad motives, and if that's enough to overcome your core powers or any other limits, reactions, thoughts?
Yeah, so I think that you're raising a very difficult question.
That presented the scenario that perhaps the justices could rule in a way that could send this case back down to the trial court for a judge there to determine whether any of the acts in the 4-count indictment are acts that Trump could be immune from, and then separate those from ones where he couldn't be immune from them. If that's the decision that the court decides, that could be something that former President Donald Trump would at least somewhat be able to benefit from as he seeks to delay all of his trials that he's facing until after the 2024 election. For Washington Examiner, I'm Kalen Dees.